Hey, Caitlin.
Hi.
We
Hi.
are.
It's Tuesday, right? Yeah.
It is another Tuesday. We tend to record on Tuesdays. I don't know why, but that's just what
Is
Zach
that
has
right?
us doing.
Mm.
Um, and we're doing
By the
our
time you're
second.
hearing this, it will not be Tuesday.
No, it'll be a Thursday because that's when these go out at like
Is that
5 in the morning or something.
ew?
I know. Well, we don't have to be up. I think Zach just schedules it, so it
That's
just
fair.
flies out, and everybody has it there for their commute or whatever. Um, so we're doing our intern review, part 2 today with Casey.
I
But
can't wait.
Yeah, so if you haven't listened to Intern View Part 1, it might be good to go back and find that one. It would have been at the beginning
Mhm.
of summer sometime, like May or June. I don't know exactly what episode it was.
I
Zach
don't
can
know.
link.
We don't know
Zach can
anything.
link. Zach can link to it in the description. But that kind of sets the stage, and we'll have Casey give us an update of what he did as an intern. But Intern View number 1 was all about that. And so yeah, so Casey's his internship is done as of tomorrow.
I'm so
And so
sad.
I know he's been a fun addition to the team. I had somebody in the
Right?
office with me in Omaha. It was great. Um, but yeah, so he's going to give us kind of his retrospective on 71 shirts. Our first intern to launch the site and launch some advertising. So that's exciting. He'll talk about
That's so
that.
exciting.
And then what he thinks about working with a group of crazy, weird
A whole
people.
bunch of weirdos.
We are, but in the good
We
way.
are.
Oh, all right. So, in honor of Casey, as we generally do with interns who are not 21 yet, he'll be 21 next year by the time if he comes back.
We'd love to have him
But
back, right?
we're doing a mocktail.
Oh, I
Yeah, I'd
love
bring him back.
this.
I mean, he's sitting
I
there
would too.
listening to us talk about this, but I would 100% bring him back.
I think he's not going to
Um,
listen to it later.
I know. So we're doing a mocktail. It is kind of the mocktail to end all mocktails. It is the
Mm-hmm.
Arnold Palmer, which is also very hard to say.
Arnold Palmer.
Arnold
Oh.
Palmer. There's something about the L and the M. Arnold Palmer. You have to be very precise about it.
Just like Arnold Palmer. Just great.
Yep. So I mean that's why a lot of people call it I would just like an iced tea lemonade because those words are easier to say.
Oh, interesting.
But it's named after the famous golfer Arnold
Yes.
Palmer. Glad I was not a golf announcer when he was doing his thing.
You could probably have just called him like Arnie.
I think they
I
probably
think
did.
Mhm.
AP, give him a nickname, Palmy. That's probably not a good nickname. So we'll not go there. Sorry,
No,
Arnold Palmer. I don't even know if he's still alive.
he's definitely not. I don't think so.
I don't know.
Probably
But the drink came back when Palmer goes back to when Palmer and his wife Winnie would make pitchers of iced tea for lunch when he came home from golf, and he would ask his wife to leave some room for lemonade. And he loved the drink so much he would actually bring a thermos of it with him to the golf course.
That's
So,
precious.
I mean, people had put lemon in tea for a long time, but he was
Mhm.
like, more lemon. Just lemonade. Just
Is it
dump some
lemon
lemonade in
or is
there.
it the sugar? Because
I think it's both. So, and what's interesting to me, like and I'm sorry for anybody in the South who's listening, but I hate sweet tea. Absolutely hate sweet tea.
tread lightly.
But I love me an Arnold Palmer.
Okay.
So it's just the right amount of sweet for me, like to the point where if I get iced tea at a restaurant, I'll sometimes, especially if it's one of those fountain things, I'll sometimes hit it with that Minute Maid lemonade, just to get that.
That seems like blasphemy in comparison to a Southern
Well,
sweet tea.
I'm also sure that Winnie made her own lemonade, probably from fresh squeezed lemons, sugar, and water.
He has since passed. He passed away at the age of 87 due to heart disease.
Okay, I mean, I think you could pass away at the age of 87 due to your 87 also. Like that's a good, healthy, like beyond the average age, I think. All right, well, good. So you could just pour some iced tea and lemonade into a glass, but that's not how we roll here.
No, you could make it exceptionally more difficult, which is what I like to do.
So how do we do that, Caitlin?
Well, for the lemonade, you need 2 ounces of simple syrup, 4 ounces of water, and 2 ounces of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Do you know what I would love is like a fair lemonade that is just like lemons and sugar. I can feel it.
We're pointing to our
like
jaw back here by the ears where that bitter, like
it's
sour. I guess it is not bitter.
I love
sour.
it. It's not, but yeah, it's just like that zing. Uh, and you, I think, mix all of that together, you know.
Hmm.
Um, and then this is for the cocktail.
It's because the vodka is optional, so I think do the
Okay,
mocktail, and then you could throw vodka in it, like anything.
got
Honestly,
it.
like any drink in my house, you can put vodka or gin in it, and it will be fine.
Thank you for qualifying, Jen.
Yeah.
Yes, 2 to 3 ounces of lemonade, which is what you just made. 2 to 3 ounces of iced tea and a lemon wheel for garnish. You could also garnish with a mint sprig. I don't know if
Oh, that's kind of fun.
it's fun. I don't know.
You don't have to
You
eat
know
it.
what
It's
that
just
did?
green, just for color. All right.
That's
And
right.
then of course, if you are over
Basil. Basil
21,
would be cute too.
basil would be fun muddled in this actually. A basil
Mhm.
lemonade ice, is it a basil Arnold Palmer or is it a basil
Ba-
lemonade iced tea? I
Basil
think it's a
Palmer.
Basil Palmer. They should have named
Basil
their
Palmer.
child Basil, and then he could have had like a
Or if they were
gift of
British, it could have been Basil.
basil. Yeah, so like everything, you can throw 2 ounces of vodka in this if you are over 21 and able to
Yes,
drink
you
in the
could do
US,
that.
which is I think
Uh,
where most people are listening to this. So
Probably. In a cocktail shaker filled with ice, put your simple syrup, water, lemon juice. You could strain that if you want to remove the pulp and the seeds. I think the pulp makes it a little bit more authentic. I like a pulp. I don't like a
the
seed.
seeds, no, the seeds,
Yeah.
like, geez, whoa.
Strain that into a tall glass, and then you can mix your optional vodka in a highball, top with equal part iced tea and lemonade. Garnish with your lemon wheel, your mint sprig, or basil if you're extra, and then enjoy.
I feel
And that
like
is
before
from
the summer is over, I would want to do this with muddled basil. I feel like that's the way to go.
I had. See, now I'm retracting because I had a cucumber mint lemonade at Hardline Coffee
Mm-hmm.
a couple weeks ago, and it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
It was the perfect balance.
But we don't do cucumber in our house due to the allergy.
That's right, because of the allergy.
So, yeah. Okay. So you were going to
I'm
tell us where
wondering
this
if you
comes
could.
from?
Yes, the recipe is from the Spruce Eats.
But really, it's from Arnold and Winnie Palmer, like if you really
Mhm.
want to get into it.
They probably weren't. I mean, I guess I don't know Winnie, but maybe they weren't putting the vodka in. So it's probably where the distinction lies. I wonder if you could do different kinds of tea, because you could do like an Earl Grey,
Mm-hmm.
or you could do like
Oh, you could do like a blackberry herbal tea or something if you
Mhm.
wanted to not have the caffeine.
Yeah,
That'd be really good. I think you could also put like
like an
fruit in. I
English
mean, you could just
breakfast.
do anything.
Yeah.
English breakfast is going to be pretty tart or like bitter, I guess, but maybe.
Mhm.
All right.
The
Well,
point is, there is room to experiment, which is really what Casey has done in
with
launching
71 shirt,
ads and
all that stuff.
retail. He's actually sold some things, which I think is the most exciting part.
Yeah, well, I remember the first sale. So, but I'm not going to get into that. We will take a
Mhm.
break, and when we're back, we'll talk with Casey about that, and we'll find out if he actually likes Arnold Palmer's or not. I don't know. Okay, and we are back with Casey, the intern. Though he has more of an identity than just the intern. He's also a
Yes.
runner. But most importantly, Casey, do you like an Arnold Palmer?
Yes, I do enjoy Arnold Palmer.
He can also
And-
say it really
Wow,
effectively.
good pronunciation. Wow, that was applause. Except you can't hear my applause because the mic is on voice isolation. And you like sweet tea also. So when I was saying like
Yeah.
sweet tea, you were like, I saw you make a face like, I cannot
Yep.
believe you don't like sweet tea.
The eyes got real big.
Yeah.
He's like, in
Mm-mm.
trouble.
I'm not a sweet person in general. Like I didn't really like Kool-Aid like all that much. Now the blue raspberry Kool-Aid I do like, and blue raspberry like popsicle. That's just more about artificial sweetener like than anything, or artificial flavor and color. All right. So I know. So good on the Arnold Palmer. Would never put vodka in it until you're 21, so that's good. How have you changed since you started this interview? Like what's been like, have you gotten a new perspective? What's different? Do you feel like a new human? Probably not.
I guess I don't feel like a new human, but I've definitely done a lot more things. I think at the beginning I was mainly just doing like the website design, and I think I don't remember the exact date, but I think we just launched the store when we did the first interview. So since then I've gotten to be able to like stick my toes in a lot of different like areas. So I mean, I work on the website, I work on the social media, I work on the Facebook and Instagram ads. I even had an email to respond to from one of the
yeah, had to tell them sorry.
Turns, which was kind of tough because they ordered the wrong size. Yeah, it's been great to work in like a multitude of different things, and I mean, that's what it's for. It's gaining experience and kind of learning my way around different things, and I definitely feel like I got to be able to do that this year.
Very cool. Do you feel like
That's
you
awesome,
you like the things that you were kind of thought would be a challenge in the beginning? Do you feel like you worked through those? Do you feel like you've kind of smoothed out the challenges, or do you think there's still some things there that are kind of a rocky road?
Yeah, so I think the biggest challenge for me was just kind of coming in and smoothing things out. I think a lot of things were either like rough ideas or just kind of like getting stuff off the ground when I came here initially. So like the beginning stuff that I did where like I had to go through and make sure all the shirts were the same price and like making sure that they all had the same colors, or not the same colors, but like some would have 25 color options and some would have 16, and some would have like some would be available in 2XL and some wouldn't. So I just want to go back and make everything kind of consistent. And then I think a lot of the stuff that I do as well is gonna set like a good precedent for the future. I think like the social media, I mean, I found like some drafts and stuff from last year, but like when I got the Instagram and the Facebook, there wasn't anything that was like still up. So those might have just been ideas. I don't know if they got like taken down, but I just hope that whoever like comes next can just kind of like look at what I did and like build upon it. So I just want to create a good starting point for the person as well.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, and I know that like with the colors and the sizes, we can only have so many variations the way that the service we're using works because it's a print on demand. And by cutting it back to, I think it was 14 colors, is that right? For each shirt?
I think it's 16 because we got
16?
5 sizes and 16 colors, which makes 80 variations.
So and we can have 100 max, I think.
Yeah, so my goal with the variations is that I have it at 80 right now, so that in the future, if they want to do like an extra small or a 3XL, like if they want to add a size, we would then be up to 96 variation. So there's room to create an extra size, or if they want to release like colors, because I know you can do custom colors. I didn't really mess with that. I think every new color would be like 16. Every color it'd be just 5 more for one
5
color,
more, yep,
it'd be different
for a color.
sizes. So you can implement
math.
a lot more color. Yeah.
So much math in figuring
No
out what you're going to sell. I do like that you got every shirt now as a 2XL, because you're right. It was like every once in a while it'd be like, oh, this one's a 2XL, but I can't get this one in a 2XL. So that's cool. Consistency. So you evened it all out and made it all make sense.
That was my goal with that, was creating consistency and then just kind of looking ahead for colors and stuff like that.
And also like in terms of a like user experience, like I was trying to shop for a purse the other day. This is a long unrelated thing, but they had like the size.
It's called a tangent, Caitlin.
I know that, tangent. And I am happy to go on it. But it was like there was one size of bag that I was looking at, but when I clicked on the size of bag, it didn't have all of the color variations. Like it wasn't on a single page with the different instances. it was like it would take me to a different page, and then I couldn't get back to it was very frustrating. So
Oh, wow.
consistency across. Yeah.
That was another decision I had to make. I mean, it was pretty honestly easy for me, especially because like I came in and I was an outsider at first. Like I hadn't worked on building up the website and creating it. So me coming in and kind of looking around, I don't do a ton of online shopping, but I do have my opinions on like different stuff. So that was another thing I changed. Some of the, like, even when you look at a page and you can see like you've got the colors and the sizes, those are the two things that you got to pick. Well, which one do you first? Well, with t-shirts, the size is the one thing that you're going to know first. So you got to put the size first. And I'm not sure how stock works for this, but like most shops, like it'll depend like if they have the colors in whatever sizes. But you don't want to select a color first only to figure out it's not in your size. So you want to put the size first because that's like the non-negotiable thing, and then look at your options at what you have for color. So looking at things like that was another thing I kind of looked at.
I mean, you could always do what I've done before, and you could buy it in a smaller size and just assume you're going to lose weight, and then you don't lose weight, and then it just sits there, and then you donate it eventually. No, I know you buy for your body.
We don't do aspirational. I don't do aspirational wardrobe.
No,
anymore.
that's something
very
that
2019.
I hadn't even thought of is like pick the size first, because you're right. Then you'll get that little slash on the colors that aren't available in that size, so you know, okay, now I need to pick from the available.
Yeah.
It's the little things.
It was really nice too because the website that was run by Shopify, they actually did have a lot of customizable like features. I know with like some of those website builders, sometimes they're very like restrictive with all the stuff you can do, but I actually found it pretty to kind of do the stuff that I wanted to do. And I think even since the day I got here versus what it looks like now, it looks like a pretty different site. So kind of proud.
Yeah, and that you've teased our next episode really well. We're going to talk about Shopify and HubSpot and how they work together. And
Perfect.
I think for people listening and thinking about Shopify, like we're actually using a free theme too. Like we're not paying for anything except, and we're using the cheap $29 a month, which restricts a few things that we can do with like workflows and things like that. But we can do those in HubSpot. But yeah, it's you can do a lot with it. It's surprising how you can make it your own and make it work right. And you sold a shirt, right? Talk to us about that. I know you've done some analytics. You've looked at some things. So what happened? What was your success? Like what's going on?
Yeah, so I think the sales to date, I think we've sold 15 shirts.
Oh my gosh!
We had 2 come in yesterday. Somebody bought 2 shirts yesterday.
That was my mom. So.
Oh, hey, Casey's mom.
She told me she was gonna buy some, and I was like, "You should buy them before like I make my presentation, so I can put 2 more on." I was like, "Okay, I'll do that."
That is the ultimate like group project hack.
Casey working the streets, working the family to sell shirts.
I love it.
My mother-in-law bought a shirt too, but legitimately, like I didn't even know it. She just loved the sunshine one on the light blue because she's like, it's on the sky. And she wore it the other day. She wore it over the weekend.
Yeah, but we've sold 15 shirts total. I think 12 of them have been from the website, and 3 of them have been from Facebook. Which is actually pretty impressive considering that the Facebook ads I launched late July. So
wow!
We've gotten 3 sales from that is pretty impressive so far.
And we're not spending a ton of money. It's like what, $10-$20 a day, something like that.
Yeah. And awesome. I've gotten like almost all the ads on my Instagram. I don't know if it's because I found it or because every time I see it, I like screenshot it. So like the interactions, it's like, oh my gosh, they must really love it. I get them all the time on my Instagram now.
I get a bunch of them though. Like I get Woven and like I get random unknown t-shirt shops constantly on my feed. I think it's partly because like I like graphic tees and I do buy them occasionally. So the algorithm.
I like looking at them and I like seeing what they're putting out too. So that's scoping out the competition, seeing what they're doing. But yeah, I'm proud of the ones that I put out, and I'm not like I was telling Zach a little bit, but I'm not exactly sure what all the analytics mean, and going into Meta, they have every metric you can ever think of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% sure how to analyze all that, but like I said, just building a groundwork of like releasing these Facebook ads, and I think the next person I wrote it in my thing. I think they'll know a lot more about kind of Meta and how to analyze what I did and what didn't do well, and kind of how to build off of that as
well. And you were a hybrid, so normally this is two people. There's a designer and there's more of a business digital person, and you were kind of the hybrid of that and did both pieces. So you had to kind of be more surface on both, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I had to consider.
Yeah, well, we got a job fair coming up for fall interns, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, ideally we'll get a couple of them. I think Megan's going to go do a job fair at Morningside.
How fun!
Yeah, we got invited.
Did you learn anything about e-commerce? What else?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't know if I've touched on like organic social as much.
Oh, you haven't talked about that at all, no?
Yeah. So that was another big thing that I had to do. Obviously running the social media for Instagram and Facebook was a big thing. I worked with Megan really closely on a lot of that. Something like developing a content plan. So I had to do some content calendars, which they don't look super pretty because I got thrown for a lot of loops. I know this internship has provided me with a lot of agency, which is good, but sometimes it's been too much agency. I know Megan messaged me and she was like, so I gotta ask, like, who's been approving your social post? And I was like, nobody.
I mean,
she's
Me,
like, okay,
I approved
I'm
them.
gonna show you how the approval process worked. And I was like, okay, I can do that, but
yeah, and we do shortcut some of that for this. Like, I've been watching the posts, and if you've done anything like egregious, I would have pulled it down. But we do try to, because you're only here for a short time, we try to condense it. But part of it is not only for you to have a good experience, but we take some of our junior employees. So like instead of Jesse as chief creative officer, like supervising your graphics, Megan was and helping you with graphics. And I heard she's kind of tough as a boss. Like, giving her feedback, she's
really tough. I mean, there would be some things where I'm like, because I like to think I'm a pretty detail oriented person too, and I'd be like, oh, maybe there's just like one thing that I should fix, and I was like, I think it's all right, and then I like send it to Megan, and she points out the exact. Should have considered that. Like, I saw it too.
Well, your intuition is right. Then you just gotta like act on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really fun.
But no, she was really helpful. She's probably my most valuable resource throughout this whole internship. I talked.
You
to
love
her a
our
lot,
Megan.
so.
We do. We for Megan. I've got a meeting with her tomorrow about a logo and branding for a food truck, so that'll be fun. Have to talk more about that when we do. We're just doing a discovery meeting tomorrow, but it's an in-person, which will be fun.
I'm curious what has changed since like completing your internship. So like we had talked a little bit about kind of where you see yourself after graduation, like what if anything, what has changed?
Yeah, so I'd say towards the beginning of the internship, I was looking more into like graphic design and stuff like that. But I really did enjoy like the digital marketing portion of it too, because I mean, essentially, I was running multiple functions of a small business.
Yeah,
I was like, wow, this is like something like I could see myself doing. Because I mean, for a lot of the times, it was like I was kind of marketing to a group that like I didn't necessarily feel like I fit into as much, because like some of the shirts, the audience would definitely not be like me or maybe necessarily my age group. But I was like I would kind of imagine myself like doing something. I mean, I don't know what I would sell or something like that, but doing something that I'd be like passionate about. But I was like, I feel more confident that I could do that. I was really into like entrepreneurial like stuff. I went to so many seminars in like elementary and middle school about like entrepreneurship, and then there was somewhere along the line that I was just like, I don't think I'm like self-assured and self-disciplined enough to do that. So then I just kind of like scrapped it and kept with like the other stuff in business. But I mean, it's all related, and I think it all give me opportunities. I think the UI.
Oh no, go ahead.
I think anybody who gets up and runs 6 miles before they do anything else probably has the self-discipline to run a business. But that's that's one woman's opinion.
And I think now if you hit that idea and you're like, hey, this is something that I'm passionate about and I think I could build a business around, at least at the base level, you have kind of those skills to get it going. You'll need some support and help from other places, which everybody does. But yeah, that's a really cool thing. I think we have time for one more quick question and then we're going to close. But your favorite memory from your time at Antidote 71?
Oh, my favorite memory. I really like the pool party. I can say that.
That's fair.
I got to meet everybody, which was cool because I do a lot of Zoom meetings, and I like Rich, but I mean,
I know I'm a
nice
lot.
To meet. It's nice to meet other people too. So that was.
And
nice.
you'd spent a full semester with me in class, and then a full summer with me as like the one sitting next to you for your internship. Yeah, and Zach even was able to come back from North Carolina for it, so you got to meet him because I know you worked with him a little bit.
Was it the candy salad? That was what really put it over the edge.
Oh, the candy salad was a lot. I was eating that and I could feel my teeth rotting by the second.
He's like, I gotta run 6.5 miles tomorrow.
Well, I have a pretty decent sweet tooth, but some of the candy like that, I'm just like, I cannot eat that much in one second.
It's a lot. All right. Well, thank you so much for being our intern and sharing all these thoughts with us. We really enjoyed it. And I think it's time for us to wrap up the episode.
I just want to say very quickly that it takes a special kind of person to gel with the crew that exists here. And you did a great job, even with the generational divide that sometimes exists. It was really lovely getting to know you, and I know we didn't work together at all, but it was fun to chat with you and hang with you. So
I think we could say it takes a very special person to work beside me all day. But
well,
anyway,
you're part of the crew. But
all right, well, thank you, Casey, for everything, and we do have an upcoming episode, so Inbound is coming.
Woohoo!
And so we will be there. I think there's 5 of us going. That'll be interesting. So we're going to do a drink called Award 8. I have no idea what that is. It sounds like a prison thing. And it's going to be things we're looking forward to with Inbound 2024. So that's going to be our next one. And then we'll, of course, do an Inbound recap after that. So
can't wait.
Look forward to that.
Thank you for listening. As always, you can find our agency at Antidote_71. And if you have a question you'd like to send our way, you can go to ctapodcast.live to shoot us a message. Even better, still, you can leave us a voice message on our hotline at 402-718-9971, and your question or comment will make it into a future.
Absolutely, it will. So thank you, Casey. Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we'll see you next time.